Alright, last one. This is the Buto Ijo. This is from Indonesia, also sometimes in Malaysia, but it is more popular in Indonesia. And there is a story that is really similar to like Jack and the Beanstalk. I'll summarize the story for you guys. It is an old woman who really wanted a daughter, but she was widowed. She didn't have a husband. Her husband passed, so she couldn't have any more kids. So she went to the Buto Ijo to ask for a daughter. So the Buto Ijo was like, okay, sure, I can give you a daughter, but you are going to raise her for me because they eat children. So they gave this lady like a seed, which grew into a really big cucumber. When the cucumber was big enough, she plucked it from the fields and then she brought it back home, cut it open, and there was a daughter inside there. Do you know what she named her daughter? She named her daughter Timun Mas, which is golden cucumber. She named her daughter Golden Cucumber. Why? But yeah, that is. I mean, it kind of sounds nicer in Indonesian. It's like Timun Mas. So that sounds like a really exotic name, but when you translate it, it's just golden cucumber. So it was from like the thing she came out of. So, she named it after the cucumber that, the daughter grew out of. It's folklore, so, nothing makes sense. What happened next in the story was, the same thing as Jack and the Beanstalk, kind of. When the child was big enough, she didn't want to let go of the child, It was her daughter. She didn't want her daughter to be eaten by the Buto Ijo, right? So she went to like a shaman or something, and the shaman gave her like something akin to like magic beans, but it was like 4 different packages. So they were like, okay, this will help your daughter avoid the Buto Ijo, or overcome the Buto Ijo. So what happened next was the Buto Ijo came to their house and then chased the daughter around. I think you can probably find this story on Google somewhere, but basically these 4 items were magical and she threw them at the Buto Ijo. The first one was like a field of like vines that caught the Buto Ijo to like buy her time. I think the second one, I don't really remember this, but I think the second one was like waves or something. Oh no, I think the second one was like bamboo. So bamboo shot out of the ground and kind of impaled the Buto Ijo, and he couldn't move anymore, so she could run further. And then knowing, the Buto Ijo is huge. It's like an orc, like an ogre, right? So he got out of that bamboo field thing and then was really angry, so continued to chase the little girl. And then I think the next package was dropped into the water, and then it made really big waves in the river so that it was going to drown the Buto Ijo. But the Buto Ijo actually also overcome that and chased the little girl up a hill, up like a really high mountain. So she climbed to the top of the mountain, and then she was like, oh no, this is the end, right? So she threw the last packet towards the Buto Ijo, and the Buto Ijo already knew that she was gonna throw something at him, so he slapped it away down the mountain, and he was like, ha ha ha, I will eat you right now. And then because he was so glad, he was like so like proud of himself, he was like, oh, I just slapped your little package away, you can't hurt me. You know what that last package was? It was literally lava on the ground. So he was like, ha ha ha, and then slapping the mountain, like, yeah, I'm gonna eat you, he was just celebrating, even though he has not grabbed the prey yet. So guess what happened next? The mountain, there was an avalanche, and he fell off the mountain right into the lava, and the Buto Ijo was no more. So the little girl just went home, and they lived happily ever after, yay! That's one of the folk stories surrounding the Buto Ijo. There is not much information out there about the Buto Ijo. It was pretty much a thing that parents used to be like, oh, if you don't be an obedient kid, you will be fed to the Buto Ijo. I will give you to the Buto Ijo if you're a bad kid. It's just something that parents used to scare their children. I guess this is what parents tell their kids. They're known to kidnap little children, and if you don't do what they say, you will be killed and eaten. I'm pretty sure parents to scare their children. So apparently practitioners of black magic also use the Buto Ijo, like kind of like, you know, a trade with the devil, like, you know, selling your soul to the devil or something like that, and then to do their evil biddings. Yeah, that's it.